the story that gets the most attention is a couple of couples. This is the part that's always puzzled me. It's almost midnight on a night, and there's a couple of couples driving around near the old munitions plant. So I don't know why they were there at that time of night, or
Oh, they were
but
getting it on. Come on,
I,
Rob. That's what they were doing.
well, I guess. I mean, they're already married. As far as I do,
They
they're
needed
a
to get
couple of
out in the
husbands
open
and wives.
air. I don't know.
I guess maybe they needed some air, needed to get away from the kids, and decided to go out
There was
together. But
there was a lot more drinking and driving back in those days
right, right,
than
yeah,
there is.
it was
Everybody they
no
kind
seat
of beat
belts.
it at. Yeah, no seatbelts, a lot of drinking, a lot of driving.
Yep.
Nowadays,
Hmm.
that's also frowned upon. Back then, I mean, you it was major points if you were out drinking and driving. Oh, you're cool.
So they're out there practicing their drinking and driving skills, maybe when the
Yeah,
roads are a little more
and
clear.
fooling
Yeah.
around.
So anyway, they're driving down this road, and I guess the headlights show on uh, what they have described as a 6 to 7 foot humanoid form. And depending on, I actually read the police reports because I wanted to do a little bit of a deep dive, but they're talking about how they believe the headlights sort of illuminated the eyes, which had a bit of a reddish uh, glow to them when the headlights hit it. But they said that it appeared to have these large wings folded on its back. It was a grayish color. And as soon as the headlights hit it, they saw it run into, I believe, one of the buildings. And obviously, Bob, you have some knowledge here too, so correct me because
Mhm.
I've been
I think
it
the
ran.
power station, I think, or one of the buildings near the power station. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I guess they decided that did they pursue it into the building, or did they just turn around and start going the other
I
direction?
think they did, and because it was the power station was crumbling at that point. Because this is, even at this point when all this happened, it was an abandoned. It, it was one of the many places in the United States during World War II where they made munitions
Hmm.
and had all of the accoutrement that you would need for a, a military site, right? So it had generated its own power, had all its barracks and everything, but they left it. They just, you know, at the end of the war, all this stuff gets abandoned. And so it was very much in disrepair, I think, at that time. And so, like, parts of the building were collapsing and so forth, my understanding.
And so
They
they
chased them in there,
either
though, and put the light on them,
and
I think. Yeah.
yeah, and then at some point they determined this was a bad idea, and they started trying to run away
Right.
in their car, and then apparently the creature started pacing them, and they said they were
Mhm.
getting close to 100 miles per hour in their car, and this
Mhm.
thing was quote unquote gliding above them as they were traveling along the road. So
Yeah.
it freaked them out enough where they actually went and both of the couples filed police reports with the Point Pleasant Police Department, which seems to be, especially if they're out drinking and driving, that doesn't sound like a real good idea unless
Right.
they actually did experience something.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is, yeah, they did, and I think the police even did a cursory, you know,
Yeah, I
drive
believe.
out, just check out things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of the officers that speculated that maybe it was a sandhill crane or something that
Right.
might have
Yeah.
caused it. But yeah, they did go out based on the reports